Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, my name is Stephanie and I try to make weekly videos on my channel about beauty and hopefully one day soon lifestyle videos. I'm still learning, still filling it out, so those are coming. Hopefully, just be patient with me. So I'm sure that you can guess what today's video is. It's Instagram versus real life makeup. Y'all, is blowing my mind. I'm sure you can't take me seriously right now. Don't worry, I can't either. But I just wanted to do kind of a fun, more relaxed video. Like, I'm in my big wrinkly t-shirt that probably has makeup all over it, but I just wanted to sit down and film this because I've seen it all over YouTube. I think it's hilarious. So if you want to see my Instagram versus real life makeup tutorial, just keep watching. Okay guys, so I think this side, my right, your left, is going to be my Instagram side, and then this side is going to be like my everyday side. So, haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do this, but we're just going to wing it. We're just going to wing it. So for primer on my Instagram side, I'm going to be going in with the Benefit Professional. I just find that this one has the most blurring effect of literally any primer that I've ever used. And it's tinted, so I don't know what that does, but for some reason it just works better for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how well you can see that because you're just a camera right now. I mean, soon you'll be real people, but you're just a camera right now. But I don't know if you can see how well that is blurring my primers. It's so weird to just put this on half of my face. Like you don't even know. Not to mention, this stuff smells delicious. I can't put my finger on like what it smells like, but it's amazing. I'm also trying not to block you too much, but I do what I can. So for my everyday side, I'm going in with NYX Angel Veil. You guys know I love this if you've watched my previous videos. It's also a pore filling, blurring primer, and it's really good. Like if you're in the market for one and don't want to spend however much this one is, like totally get this one. It's really good as well. The only thing about it is that it is white, so I feel like it's not, I don't know. I just feel like since it's white, to rub it in more. Like, see, you can tell like this cheek is just a lot redder right now than this one. So yeah, I don't know. It's still really great though. Like, you know, this is my everyday side. I literally use this every single day. So for my Instagram side foundation, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way. This is in the shade Nude. This is my favorite high-end foundation that I've ever tried, and I love it. It's definitely a medium to full coverage. You can build it up. I typically like a full coverage, whether I'm, you know, for special events where I'm taking photos or not. That's just what I like in a foundation, because as much as I can cover up the face, that's what I'm gonna do. I have a feeling that halfway through this I'm gonna forget and like put something all over my face, so hopefully that won't happen. Going in with my damp L'Oreal Beauty Sponge. It's my favorite. I have my beauty blender in there, but I'm not reaching for it as much as I am for this one. So okay, half of my face. Ready, go. This is so weird. How do you do half a nose? Can we just take a second to admire what foundation does? Like this side. Oh my gosh. Okay. So for my everyday makeup, I am going to be using my Sonia Kashuk Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation. This is in the shade 01 Bisque. This is literally what I use every single day. No, yeah, that's a perfect match. I was gonna say, maybe I got it too light. No. Because well, okay, you'll see. Once I get bronzer and everything on, it's not going to look quite as light. I do find that it does oxidize just a little bit, but honestly it kind of works in my favor. It's light, so it just darkens up a bit on the skin. So yeah, it looks about even. I have more foundation on my hand, so I'm just gonna build it up so I don't waste any product. See how it oxidizes just a little? Like, I wish I would have showed you what it looked like on my hand. You can even see in the bottle like how much lighter this one is compared to this one. So, but that is my foundation. You know, so far we're not looking that crazy. Whether I'm doing makeup for Instagram or everyday, I do always use my Shape Tape concealer. The only difference between the two is how much I use. So for Instagram, if I'm taking photos or something, this is a super full coverage concealer. Oh, by the way, this is in light neutral. I really get in there and go all the way down my nose and bring it up, kind of wing it. And then, how do you even, okay. And then I do a little bit on my upper lip, a little bit on my chin. I'm gonna blend that in before I put on my everyday side. But the chin and like my lip and my nose and everything is the same. The only thing different is for everyday, I don't put as much under my eyes. So that's really the only thing. So then for my everyday side, I just literally do just a little bit under my eyes. Just because I do have dark circles, and so I want to conceal them, but I'm not so much, gosh, a little bit goes a long way. But on my everyday side, I'm not as much concerned about redness and things like that, just because it's not a huge deal for every day. Now that we're done with concealer, I'm going to move on to contouring on my Instagram side. I don't contour on an everyday basis or anything, but when I do, I love the Jordana Sculpt & Go Creamy Contour Stick in the shade Light. So I just go a little bit on my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead, and then a little bit on my jawline. And then I go in with my beauty blender and just blend it out. I don't do much contouring. I just like to try to create, and I'm not the best, I just try to create a little shadow. But on an everyday basis, I don't contour at all. Now that all of the cream products are on my face, I'm gonna go in and set them. To set my concealer, I'm going in with my number 7 translucent powder. I already opened it, that's why I'm not gonna turn it. Whoops. And I'm just gonna take some on my beauty blender and stamp. This is on my everyday side. Stamp under my eye, just to get in the crease in my good old eye wrinkles. Stamp it out. I don't bake it or anything. I still do go on my chin because that's just where my makeup tends to rub off. Just stamp it, and then I just take, you know, brush and immediately wipe it away off. So I'm not leaving it to bake or anything. I'm just gonna set it. On my Instagram side, I'm going to be taking my RCMA No Color Powder. This looks like a spice bottle, so I really wish they would change this. But the product inside is wonderful. And I'm gonna set under my eye, sides of my nose, a little bit where I did that contour. I don't want to make it super sharp, but I do want to make like a clear shadow, and then a little bit on my chin. I am going to let this side sit. You know, what the heck, I'm just going to do a little on my forehead too, to set down that concealer. So now to set my cream contour, I'm going in with the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Bronzer. I look so ridiculous right now. And I'm just going to go over what I did. By the way, this is the Real Techniques sculpting brush. My favorite bronzer brush. My favorite. And since this is my Instagram side, I am gonna go in and make it a little heavy so that it would show up on camera. So then on my everyday side, I'm just gonna go in with just like a tiny bit of this bronzer. Same bronzer, just, you know, a little. I'm just gonna barely sculpt out my cheek. Just barely. So for blush on my everyday side, I'm gonna be going in with the Maybelline Master Blush Color and Highlight Kit. It's a blush palette. And I'm just going to go in with this peachy shade right here. I do very light blush on an everyday basis. Do a light little dusting on the apples of my cheeks on my everyday side. On my Instagram side, I'm going in with my Milani Romantic Rose Powder Blush. I feel like I've used this in like 4 videos now, but I love it. You want to make sure that it's blended into your bronzer because we don't want your foundation, bronzer, and blush to look like Neapolitan ice cream. Can you not? For highlight on my everyday side, I'm going in with my favorite Wet n Wild Boozy Brunch highlighter that looks like a tiger. I still do basically a lot of face makeup on an everyday basis because, you know, I do like a full coverage look. Cats, man, they're weird. Well, I love them. On my Instagram side, I'm going in with my Smashbox Casey Holmes Spotlight palette, and I'm just going to be mixing these 2 shades right here. That's so pretty. So this is the part that it starts to differ, the eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. For the Instagram side, I am going to line them with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, and then, where's my gel? Give Me Brow by Benefit. On an everyday, I would just go in with a tinted brow gel. I'm going to draw my eyebrows on to make them look better. So if you'll just excuse me. I hate doing brows. Brows suck. Get it together, Steph. Get it together. Sisters, not twins. I've never understood that. I would be totally fine if my brows were twins. Just a little bit of tape. Right there. So I'm going in with my Tartelette in Bloom palette. I'm gonna go in with the shade Flower Child just to go in and set where my concealer was. I'm going to do the same on the everyday side because you still gotta set it. You don't want to be creasing and looking like a hot mess. And I'm gonna go in with, let's do Jet Setter. So I'm just gonna use this as my transition shade. Y'all know I had trouble with this last video. I'm going to put that right in the crease. Right in there. I think I'm going to take the shade Rebel right here, and I'm going to just layer that right on top of Jet Setter. It's a little deeper. It's a little redder. It's a lot redder. Now, what do? Say it with me. We blend. I'm gonna mix Leader and Activist. Deepen the outer corner. The outer V of my eye. And what do? We blend. To go in with Charmer, this white shade right here, and just highlight my brow bone. Do you think I want to go in with a little shimmer on the lid? So I'm going to go in with Funny Girl, this beautiful champagne shimmer color. You know what I'm gonna do? That's a really pretty color. But I think I'm gonna spray it with some MAC Fix Plus just to intensify it. Wow. Yes, feeling so blessed by this. I'm just gonna blend the shimmer shade into the matte shade so it's not like any harsh lines or anything. I think that's Hot Fire Flames. You may not, but listen, these are my eyes. These are not your eyes. So for my Instagram side, I'm going in with the Ico Liquid Felt Tip Marker, and I'm just going to wing it out. I'm just gonna take off my tape, wow, with my pencil brush and just layer, going in with Rebel. Get up towards my wing and smoke it out a bit. I'm gonna go in with a tiny, tiny bit of leader, I think, the outer. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Funny Girl in the inner corner just to match the eyelid. And I'm just gonna blend this together. And now finally I'm gonna go in and wipe away the excess powder. See how sharp it kind of makes that? I'm gonna use the Nikki Philippi and Eylure collaboration in Midnight Meow. This is part of the vlogger series, which I think is so cool. So I'm just gonna go back in with my Better Than Sex mascara and do a couple more layers just so they kind of blend together. I really try to avoid making that ugly mascara face, but I can't help it. For my eyes, for my everyday side, I typically just use bronzer and highlighter on my eyes. Listen, I don't like to spend a lot of time in the mornings because I'd rather spend more time in my bed. So, Too Faced Milk Chocolate Bronzer with a fluffy brush. Put it kind of all over. So my camera shut off and I'm really hoping that it didn't miss anything that I just did. Is putting on mascara on my everyday eye like I normally would. On my lips, on my Instagram side, I'm doing the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit liquid lipstick in the color Berry Recognize. This is like the hardest thing I've ever done. I'm sweating. For my everyday side, I'll usually just go in with some sort of gloss. So I'm going to be using the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Creme Brulee. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. So this is the final look. I can't take myself seriously. I'm sure you can't either. I don't know. This is weird. I like can't even. So like this is the Instagram side. This is the everyday side. But when you put them together like this, oh my gosh. Honestly, just like. I don't know, this is weird. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, as much as I had fun filming it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not a member of my little YouTube family, go ahead and click the subscribe button so you don't miss any more of my videos that I upload. And if you want to be notified when I upload, there's a little bell somewhere. You can just click that and you'll get a notification straight to your phone that I uploaded. So until next time, see you real soon. And hopefully I won't look like this.